Good afternoon. In some news that we just received, the President's Media Division says that 4 new ministers were sworn in a short while ago. Accordingly, Dinesh Gunawardena will function as Education Minister and Johnston Fernando was sworn in as Minister of Highways, while President's Counsel Ali Sabri was sworn in as the new Finance Minister. Professor J.L. Peris was sworn in as the new Minister of Foreign Affairs. The PMD said Johnston Fernando and Dinesh Gunawardena have been appointed as ministers due to the need to maintain the positions of Leader of the House and Chief Government Whip to continue the parliamentary session tomorrow. Accordingly, Johnston Fernando will be the Chief Government Whip and Dinesh Gunawardena will be the Leader of the House. The President's Media Division said that the appointment of the Minister of Finance and the Minister of External Affairs were made to continue the affairs of the country. This is Lunchtime News on TV1. I'm Azra Hassan for News First, where the people come first. Let's first take a look at your headlines for this afternoon.
People's protests continue across the country. Cabinet of Ministers resigned. An open invitation from the President to all parties to accept ministerial portfolios. 50 government faction MPs to sit independently at tomorrow's parliamentary session. Are the resignations of ministers effective? Resignation letters have not been handed over properly. A revelation by MP Manusha. Ajit Niwad Cabral resigns as the governor of the central bank.
The people have taken to the streets to protest against the current situation of the country. Now, these people are not affiliated to any political party.
A group of artists engaged in a protest opposite Diyatuyana in Batharamulla. Like this regime came to power using the public mandate, they should leave now based on the public mandate. What I'm telling is that they can't run this. They don't have a vision. The rulers who just want to make money can't rule a country. We came here because of the people. We do not support anyone. Honorable President and Prime Minister, give this country to the future generations. The people are asking the Rajapaksa family to leave.
රාජපක්ෂ පවුලටම යන්න කියලා. ඒ නිසා යන්න කියලා ඉල්ලද්දි ආවා වගේම ඒකට ගරු කළේ වචන වලට ගරු කළේ යන්න.
ජනතාව මේ වෙලාවේ පීඩාවට පත් වෙලා ඉන්නේ අන්තර්වාර පාලනයක්වත් එහෙම නැත්නම්
People are not expecting an interim government or temporary solutions. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who cannot provide a solution to the crisis of the country, understand the message of the people. He blocked social media, closed the country. He has understood this. What I can say is I am happy that he understands. Gotabaya, go home. There is no alternative.
වහලා රට වහලා එයා තේරුම් අරන් තියෙනවා. මම කියන්නේ හරිම සතුටුයි. තේරුම් අරන් තියෙන ගෝඨාභය වහාම ගෙදර යන්න වෙන විකල්පයක් ඔබට මේ වෙලාවේ නැහැ.
A protest was also staged leading to the Carlton House in Tangol. The protest was staged by the residents in the area. No. You're witnessing the manner in which the residents in Tangol are protesting leading to the Carlton House in Temple. The protest is staged by the area residents.
People from Colombo and its suburbs staged a protest opposite the Nelumpokuna Theatre in Colombo.
Basically, we have lost our freedom. Bringing in this extraordinary gazette has made it extremely impossible for us. You're taking away everything from us. You're just thinking, you're still deciding. Why can't you just make it happen? The Rajapakshas have to go, the cabinet has to go, everyone has to go. We need a future. Our kids need a future, not just yours. So please think about it.
It is high time that this country should realize the politicians who have ruined this country should now be put out of power, and we should have the Sri Lanka united and the country to become peace and the economy to improve again. So we have to put these people who have ruined this country by all their wrongdoings and playing out the country out of power and have the right people to run this country.
Thereafter, the group marched towards the Independence Square and engaged in the protest.
මේ රට හදන්න තියෙන සල්ලි අරන් ඒගොල්ලෝ සැප විඳලා ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ සල්ලි රටෙන් එළියට අරගෙන ගිහිල්ලා අපිටමයි මේ දුක දෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි කියන්නේ ඕගොල්ලන්ට යන්න ඕන නම් යන්න. අපි මේ ඉන්න කියන්නේ කාටවත් කිසිම දුකක් නැහැ යන්න කලින් හොරකම් කරපු සල්ලි ටික දීලා යන්න.
This country is for the people. The younger generation should have a future in this country. That is the reason I came. This 225 have taken the future out of the younger generation of this country.
Sri Lankans overseas are staging various demonstrations to support the people of Sri Lanka who are affected due to the economic crisis. A protest was organized by a group of Sri Lankans opposite the parliamentary complex in Ottawa, Canada. Sri Lankans living in the United States organized protests in several states as well. A protest was held in Staten Island in New York, where many Sri Lankans are residing. A group of Sri Lankans also engaged in a protest in San Francisco, California. Sri Lankans also engaged in a protest at Times Square in New York as well. This was a demonstration organized by the Sri Lankans living in Boston City in Massachusetts. Sri Lankans living in Italy opposing the current government engaged in protests in many areas. A group of Sri Lankans living in Japan engaged in a protest in Shibuya.
කට්ටියට තුරුම්පුවට දියාගෙන අපිව විකුණලා ඒ කට්ටිය ඡන්දය අරගෙන අද ඇවිල්ලා කියපු දේවල් නේ කරලා තියෙනවා. යවන්න හොඳ නැහැ. ඇතුළට දාලා කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් කරලා ඔක්කොම රාජසන්තක කරලා ලංකාවේ පාඩුව මෙයාලගෙන්ම විසඳ ගන්න ඕනේ. අවුරුදු ගානක් මෙයාලමයි වියදම් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. නැත්නම් ඍණ ගණන් වලට යන්න විදියක් නැහැ. උපාඩියා වට්ටහොරා උපාඩියා කාමලයා උපාඩියා කොටබය කාමලයා උපාඩියා කොටබය
News First with the people.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has invited all political parties to join forces to find solutions to the current national crisis. In a statement, the President's Media Division said that the present crisis has arisen due to the economic and global concerns, and it is paramount to search for solutions within the democratic process in the country. The PMD statement said that the President had invited all political parties to accept ministerial portfolios and work together to solve the national crisis. Now, 50 ruling party MPs have decided to attend Parliament as an independent group tomorrow.
තමත් පැහැදිලිව ජනතාව කියන පණිවිඩය අපි තේරුම් ගන්න එපා. ජනතාව කියන්නේ මේ ආණ්ඩුවට
We need to understand the message from the people clearly. They are telling this government to resign. So let us all resign and give it to someone who can run this country. We will invite them and pledge our support. The country has fallen to a deep crisis. So we will listen to the people and everything will fall into place. More than 50 of us are expecting to be an independent group and expecting to make a statement in Parliament asking the government to listen to the people and resign and request anyone from the opposition to take over the government and pledge their support.
අපේ මේ ආණ්ඩුව අයින් වෙලා විපක්ෂයේ ඕන කෙනෙක්ට ආරාධනා කළා ඒ ආණ්ඩුව කරගෙන යන්න සහයෝගය දෙන්න කියලා.
Ministers tendered their resignation last night to make room for President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to implement an appropriate political framework to resolve the crisis in the country. This was following a special cabinet meeting that was held last night.
අගමැතිතුමාගේ අතට අපි ඔක්කොමලා බාර දුන්නා. අපේ අමාත්‍ය ධූර වලින් ඉල්ලා අස්වීම බාර දුන්නා.
ඔබතුමාලා ඕන මොහොතක ඉල්ලා අස්වෙන්න
කැමැති කියලා අපි බාර දුන්නා අගමැතිතුමාගේ අතට.
ඒතකොට දැන් මොකද්ද ඉදිරි පියවර?
ඒ අනුව ජනාධිපතිතුමාත් එක්ක අගමැතිතුමා සාකච්ඡා කළා. ගන්න පියවරවල් තීරණය කරයි.
කැබිනට් සහභාගී වුණාද මේකේ?
නෑ ජනාධිපතිතුමා පැමිණෙන්නේ නෑ.
ඒතකොට අගමැතිතුමා ඔබතුමාට කිව්වද හෙට මේ ඉල්ලා අස්වීමේ ලිපි ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ලබා දෙනවා?
අගමැතිතුමා ජනාධිපතිතුමා හැමීමට නියමිතයි හෙට උදේ පාන්දර. සියලු දෙනාම කැබිනට් මාරු.
Ajit Niwad Cabral has resigned from the post of the governor of the Central Bank. In a tweet, Cabral said, and I quote, "In the context of all cabinet ministers resigning, I have today submitted my resignation as the governor of the Central Bank to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa." Governor of the Central Bank, Ajit Niwad Cabral, has tendered his resignation as the governor of the Central Bank. Now, the Colombo Stock Exchange was trading on a negative note this morning, as at 12:20 noon, the all share price index had dropped by 7 basis points, while the S&P SL20 had dropped by 50 basis points. Now, the market was halted at 10:30 this morning for 30 minutes due to the S&P SL20 dropping over 5% from the previous close. With the prevailing economic crisis in the country, people were seen standing in lines to purchase essential items today as well.
Long queues were observed at filling stations in Uvaparanagama to purchase diesel. A bowser carrying diesel arrived at the filling station after 5 days. A tense situation was reported between the people. A lead fuel was issued for those out of the queues. With the expectation of purchasing a gas cylinder, a large number of people were standing in line since earlier this morning in Babigama today. A tense situation was reported since the lorry carrying cylinders, which arrived at the location at 9, did not meet the demand.
From people's problems to the political developments in the country, members of the Samagi Jana Balavege also commented about the ministers resigning from their ministerial portfolios.
The Samagi Jana Balavege says the ministers have not handed over their letters of resignation legally.
අතරමැදි විසඳුම් විදියට සූත්‍ර දාලා වෙන පාරකින් රාජ
Vimal Veerawangsha and others are trying to bring in temporary solutions to safeguard the lives of the Rajapakshas, their political careers and properties. They say the cabinet and Prime Minister must resign. However, the method in which the letters are handed over is not legal. They have handed over ordinary letters to the Prime Minister. This resignation has not happened properly before the President. There is no point if a similar minister takes up the position again. This is a temporary solution. We will not be fooled by their all-party talks. The President must resign. The money that was looted must be given back to the country.
අත්තු සල්ලි ටික නැවත මේ රටට බාර දෙන්න ඕනි.
ඊයේ මධ්‍යම රාත්‍රියේ තවත් විජ්ජාවක් කළා මේ රටේ ජනතාව රවට්ට.
They performed an illusion at midnight last night to deceive the people. This is the constitution of the country. 47/2A clause of the constitution notes that if a minister is resigning, he must hand over the letter of resignation to the President. They have handed over a letter signed by all ministers to the Prime Minister. President and the Prime Minister have not responded to this. This letter signed by all ministers is not in accordance with the constitution. This is not a valid document. This is a scam. The President needs to resign. The cabinet must be dissolved. The Samagi Jana Balavega is of the stance that the President must resign.
ප්‍රතිවරයා ධූරයෙන් ඉල්ලා අස්නවන විසඳුමකට අපි එකඟ වන්නේ නැහැ.
News First with the people.
In a developing international news, Pakistan President Arif Alvi has said that Imran Khan will continue as the Prime Minister of Pakistan until the appointment of a caretaker PM under the constitution of the country.
Pakistan President Alvi said in a tweet, quote, Mr. Imran Ahmad Khan Niazi shall continue as Prime Minister till the appointment of caretaker Prime Minister under Article 224A, subsection 4 of the Constitution of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, end quote. Foreign media reported this comes after Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or PTI chairman Imran Khan was denotified as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. A statement was issued in this regard from the country's cabinet division after the dissolution of the National Assembly. The denotification comes after the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Qasim Suri, dismissed the no-confidence motion against the PTI chairman and termed it unconstitutional. Pakistan opposition parties have been contemplating their actions going forward after the no-confidence motion against Imran Khan was rejected and the National Assembly was dissolved.
And that's a wrap of this edition of Lunchtime News. For the Newsfirst team, I am Azra San. I brought you the news from a very busy newsroom here in Colombo. Newsfirst is committed to keep you updated on what is happening here in the country and across the globe. Take care and stay safe.